Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, classmate. We are about to discuss the service equipment disconnecting means, the number of disconnecting means, the location, and the rating. With my group mates, Renel Joseph Masangkay, Von Joshua Ontalan, Jeros Cabral, and Justin Kitparel. Moving on, the service equipment disconnecting means. So, means shall be provided to disconnect all conductors in a building or other structure from the service entrance conductor. So, disconnecting means is a device or a group of device or other means by which the conductors of the circuit can be disconnected from their source of supply. This can conclude a switch, a circuit breaker, a cord, and a plug connection or a group of the aforementioned devices. There are other stipulations within the code that dictate how these devices can and cannot be used. The disconnecting means for each supply permitted by the code shall consist of not more than 6 switches or 6 circuit breakers mounted in a single enclosure. In a group of separate enclosures or on a switchboard or switchgear, there shall be no more than 6 disconnects per supply group in any one location. For the location, the service disconnecting means shall be installed in accordance with the electrical code. First is the readily accessible location. The service disconnecting means shall be installed at a readily accessible location of a building or a structure. For a building, the service disconnecting means shall be installed either at the outside wall or inside nearest the point of entrance of the service conductors to the building. Second, for the bathrooms, service disconnecting means shall not be installed in bathrooms. Third, remote control. Where a remote control devices is used to actuate the service disconnecting means, the service disconnecting means shall be located in accordance with the electrical code. Letter B, marking. Each service disconnect shall be permanently marked to identify it as a service disconnect. Letter C, suitable for use. Each service disconnecting means shall be suitable for the prevailing conditions. Service equipment installed in hazardous locations shall comply with the requirements of Article 5.0 through 5.7.
2.30.6.2 Maximum number of disconnects. A. General. The service disconnecting means for each service permitted by 2.30.1.2 or each set of service entrance conductor permitted by 2.30.4.1. Exception numbers 1, 3, 4, or 5 shall consist of not more than 6 switches or sets of circuit breakers or a combination of not more than 6 switches and sets of circuit breakers mounted in a single enclosure, in a group of separate enclosure, or in or on switchboard. There shall be not more than 6 sets of disconnects per service group in a one location. For the purpose of this section, disconnecting means used solely for power monitoring equipment, transient voltage surge, suppressors, or the control circuit of the ground fault protection system or power operable service disconnecting means installed as part of the listed equipment shall not be considered as a service disconnecting means. B. Single pole units. 2 or 3 single pole switches or breakers capable of individual operation shall be permitted on the multi-wire circuits. On pole 4, each underground conductor as one multiple disconnect provided they are equipped with handle ties or a master handle to disconnect all conductors of the service with no more than 6 operation of the hand.
And the next is 2.30.6.3, which is grouping of disconnects. First is general. The 2 to 6 disconnects as permitted in 2.30.6.2 shall be grouped. Each disconnect shall be marked to indicate the load served. The rules are that the 2 to 6 service disconnect must be grouped in the same location, either in a single enclosure or in a separate enclosures located adjacent to each other. Obviously, the larger the service, the wider the grouping distance can become. Each building or structure must be provided with a service disconnecting means. It can be a single switch or circuit breaker, or up to 6 in a single enclosure or a separate enclosure grouped in the same location. So, exception. One of the 2 to 6 service disconnecting means permitted in 2.30.6.2 were used only for water pump, also intended to provide fire protection, shall be permitted to be located remote from the other disconnecting means. And the second is additional service disconnecting means. The one or more to addition service disconnecting means for fire pumps, emergency system, legally required standby or optional standby services permitted by the 2.30.1.2 shall be installed remote from the 1 to 6 service disconnecting means for normal service to minimize the possibility of simultaneous interruption of supply. And the third is access to occupants. In a multiple occupancy building, each occupant shall have access to the occupant's service disconnecting means. Exception. In a multiple occupancy building where electrical service and electrical maintenance are provided by the building management and where these are under continuous building management supervision, the service disconnecting means supplying more than one occupancy shall be permitted to be accessible to authorized management personnel only.
Simultaneous opening of poles. Each service disconnect shall simultaneously disconnect all ungrounded service conductors that it controls from the premises wiring system. So sa simultaneous opening of poles po, pag nag-disconnect ng service, dapat sabay-sabay din na i-disconnect ang lahat ng hindi naka-ground na conductor ng service na kinokontrol nito mula sa system ng mga cable sa lugar. So, disconnection of grounded conductor. Where the service disconnecting means does not disconnect the grounded conductor from the premises wiring, other means shall be provided for this purpose in the service equipment. A terminal or a bus to which all grounded conductors can be attached by means of pressure connectors should be permitted for this purpose. In a multi-section switchboard, disconnects for the conductor should be permitted to be in any section of the switchboard, provided any switchboard section is marked. So sa disconnection of grounded conductor naman po, hindi din disconnect yung mga naka-ground na conductor mula sa isang lugar. Ang isang terminal o bus kung saan lahat ng naka-ground na conductor ay pwedeng ikabit gamit ang pressure connector. Next po, rating of service disconnecting means. The service disconnecting means shall have a rating not less than the load to be carried determined in accordance with Article 2.20. In no case shall the rating be lower than specified in 2.30.6.10. So, yung way po ng pag-disconnect ng service ay dapat may ratings na hindi bababa sa load na dadalhin na tinutukoy sa Article 2.20. Hindi dapat mas mababa ang rating kaysa sa 1 circuit installation, 2 circuit installation, 1 family dwelling, at lahat ng iba pa. So una, ano nga ba yung 1 circuit installation? 1 circuit installation for installations to supply only limited loads of a single branch circuit. The service disconnecting means shall have a rating of not less than 15 amperes. So para sa 1 circuit installation po, mag-supply lamang ng limited load ng isang branch circuit. Dapat magkakaroon ng rating na hindi bababa sa 15 amperes. 2 circuit installations naman po, for installations consisting of not more than 2 wire branch circuits, the service disconnecting means shall have a rating of less than 30 amperes. So, para sa mga installation na binubuo ng hindi higit sa 2-wire branch, ang service disconnecting means nito ay hindi dapat baba sa 30 amperes. So, sa next naman po is one family dwelling. For a one family dwelling, the service disconnecting means shall have a rating of not less than 100 amperes, 3 wires. So, one family po, ang one family dwelling ay para sa tirahan ng isang pamilya. Ang disconnecting means ng service nito ay hindi baba sa 100 amperes 3 wire. For all other installation, the service disconnecting means shall have a rating of not less than 60 amperes. So, yung sa all others daw po, para sa lahat ng iba pang mga installations, ang means of service disconnecting nito ay meron dapat rating na hindi bababa sa 60 amperes.
Combined rating of disconnect, where the service disconnecting means consists of more than one switch or circuit breaker as permitted by 2.30.6.2. Disconnecting means has 3 part to view, and first is location. The service disconnecting means shall be located in accordance with 2.30.6.1 and 2.30.6.1 stated that general means shall be provided to disconnect all conductor in a building or other structure from the service entrance conductor. 2.30.6.1 has 4 part. First part is location. The service disconnecting means shall be installed in accordance with 2.30.6.1, and itong location na naman ay may tatlo na namang part. First part is readily accessible location. The service disconnecting means shall be installed at a readily accessible location of a building or a structure. For a building, the service disconnecting means shall be installed either at the outside wall or inside nearest point of entrance the service conductor to the building. Readily accessible location, ito yung pinaka main room na mga wirings, I think, kung saan matatagpuan mo, kung pwede din sa likod ng building or pwede din sa malapit sa entrance of the service conductor. Yun lang. Tapos second is bathrooms. Service disconnecting means shall not be installed in bathrooms. Syempre hindi mo naman pwedeng install sa malapit sa CR o dun sa banyo mismo. Tapos remote control. Remote control, where a remote control device is used to actuate the service disconnecting means. The service disconnecting means shall be located in accordance with 2.30.6.1, and that first part. Tatagpuan mo din yung remote control dun sa readily accessible location, dun sa main room ng electrical. Tapos letter B, marking. Each service disconnecting shall be permanently marked to identify as a service disconnect. Importante po yung marking para malaman kung nasa tamang wire, linya, ganon. Tapos letter C, suitable for use. Service disconnecting means shall be suitable for the prevailing conditions. Service equipment installed in hazardous locations shall comply with the requirement of Article 5.0 through 5.17. This article has been discussed of yung sa nag-report na una. Tapos letter B, Each service disconnect shall simultaneously disconnect all ungrounded service conductor that it control and shall have a fault closing rating that is less than the maximum short circuit current available at its supply terminals. Where fuse switches or separately mounted fuses are installed, fuse characteristics shall be permitted to contribute to the fault closing rating of the disconnecting means. And last part of disconnecting means is remote control. Remote control for multi-building industrial installation under single management. Service disconnecting means shall be permitted to be located at a separate building or structure. In such cases, the service disconnecting means shall be permitted to be electrically created by a readily accessible remote or remote control device. Dito ulit sa remote control, ito na yung pwede mong ma-access sa pwede mong makita dun, pinakamabilis na makita ba yun sa na room.